Good morning and welcome. Today is Mojo Monday or Mojo Monday. I think of it as a way to get your mojo going for your week of crafting. So today I am coming to you with a stamp set called Flowering Tulips. This is the stamp set here, and it also comes with a set of dies, which I will show you when we turn the camera down. And the best thing about this is it has a beautiful pack of 12 by 12 paper filled with tulip designs, and then the reverses are some coordinating pieces as well. And that will work really well for this morning's card. I pulled this out. This is a card I made, I think, over this last summer when the new annual catalog came out. This is the card here, and you simply open it up, and it's an accordion card. So there's all different kinds of possibilities with this card. So today I'm going to remake this card, but using all of the new tulip inspired products. So welcome, Carol Lynn. Good morning to you. I am sure some other people will be joining us this morning. I will give you some measurements as we go along, and so you can take some notes if you'd like. I'm just turning off my volume on my computer. I did it once and I don't know, it popped on again. But there we go. So welcome. Oh, good morning, Carol. Nice of you to join this morning. So if you want to follow along, I'm pretty well making this right from scratch. So if you want to follow along, then you want to grab yourself some designer series paper, and then you want to grab yourself a piece of coordinating cardstock that measures, it's almost uses a full sheet of cardstock. It measures 5.5 by 11. So make sure you cut that correctly, 5.5 by 11. Okay, that's what you're going to start off with. And then I will tell you the pieces of the designer series paper that you need to cut. Okay. So the paper in the pack that I have decided to use has oranges and mango melody. So our pumpkin pie and mango melody. And I want to show you ways of coloring in these tulips. So I think it's time to probably turn the camera down so you can see what's on my desk. So let's switch the camera around. Here we go, and then we'll pull you down to my desk. There we go. That looks pretty good on my computer. Okay, so let's take a closer look then at this card. So this is your 11 inches by 5.5. So typically for a portrait style tent card, it's 4.25 by 11, but this one is 5.5 by 11. Okay, the full size card. Okay, so that's what you're going to start with, and then you're going to cut some designer series papers and put them in here. Now, I mean, you could choose this back piece to be the white piece if you wanted to, but I kind of like the flow of the designer series paper on here. And then this is the panel that you can actually write your message on. Okay. So you want to think about that. Think about if you wanted to put a greeting on there or not as well. Okay. So let me show you the beautiful, look at these dies here. So with these dies, excuse me, ladies. With these dies, you can actually, well, let me show you the stamp set first. You can actually stamp out, this is a builder stamp. So this plus this creates one tulip. So this is what I've done on here. So you have a background and then a foreground. And so you can very easily use two different colors for this, okay? This one makes another kind of, like more of a closed tulip. So this one plus this one. And then you have this one plus this one. So 3 different shaped tulips on here. And then you've got a couple of different leaves, and then you have a beautiful stem here. This little piece here is for the center of the tulip here. This little piece. And then you've got a few little pieces of backgrounds, and I haven't quite figured out what this one is used for. I need to investigate that a little bit more. And then you've got some really nice greetings on here. You've got love you so much, just thinking of you today. No one deserves a happier birthday than you. There's even a happy Mother's Day here, and let today be the start of something new. So really nice greeting. Oh, and then you have this thank you. You are so thoughtful. Thank you. You are so thoughtful. Yeah, it's really, really cool. I love circular greetings. They're kind of fun. All right, so that is the stamp set. And then with this tulip here, actually, these 3 different tulips you can also cut out. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, that's my daughter calling me. So I will just set her away for a little while. So as I was saying, these 3 tulips you can actually cut out. So there are some outline dies here. This is the larger tulip. Here's another tulip, and here's another tulip. And then the other thing that you can do is you can build the tulips. So you've got these kind of funny looking shapes here, and these actually build the tulips. Now I cut them all out and I put them together. This isn't a great picture. It's a little dark. I might have to redo this. But it shows you that here's the die, here's the cutout, here's the die, here's the cutout, here's the die, here's the cutout, okay? And then this is showing you, and same thing here, here's the die, cutout, die, cutout. So here it's showing you how you put a tulip together. So you cut this out. It's pre-scored, so you get to fold it, and then this piece inserts inside, and then you've got this piece that also inserts. So you end up making a 3-dimensional tulip. Okay, so I'll probably do another card. Maybe we'll take a look at Case the Caddy on Thursday night and do a card and show you how these tulips. Once you figure out how they go together, then it's pretty easy. It's like all of our builder dies. Sometimes they look a little odd and strange, and you think, well, how do they work? And oh, it looks too persnickety. But once you figured it out, then it's pretty easy going. And then what I usually do, if I'm cutting some of these out, I'll just bring out different colored papers that match the DSP, and I'll cut out a whole bunch of them and put them together and put them in a little bag inside the stamp set. And then anytime I'm ready to create another tulip card, I have a bunch of flowers that I can pick from. Okay, so that kind of saves you time for future card making. This little diagram here shows you how the tulips actually go together. So this one plus this one. So notice I've done them in 2 different colors. This one actually is not 2 different colors, but this is stamped full strength, and then I stamped off to create a paler one. But you could do completely 2 different colors. So for example, today I am doing pumpkin pie, and I am doing mango melody. 2 different colors for the tulips. So think of the possibilities, different pinks. We've got a real red and a poppy parade, which would look great together. We've got, oh my gosh, we've got our gorgeous grape and our Highland heather, the purples, which would be beautiful together. Okay, and then this shape plus this shape equals this. So you stamp on top of it. Okay, so I'll show you how that works. And so I did an example here because I also want to show you some coloring. So this is this tulip here where I did pumpkin pie, and then I did the fill-in with mango melody. And then here I actually was able to fill in the white spaces just using my Wink of Stella brush, which is in here somewhere. Yeah, so I took my Wink of Stella and I just kind of colored it in. So if you apply your Wink of Stella shortly, like right away after you've stamped it, you can pull in the color. Okay, so you can do that. Or if you stamp this on watercolor paper, then you can blend it in with some water. Okay, so those are those tulips. All right, so let's get started making our card. So I am going to be cutting out, I'm using one shaped tulip, the larger tulip, and I'm going to cut it out with this die. And then I will probably cut out some leaves as well. I'm not quite sure what I'm doing yet. Okay, and then there is this absolutely fantastic border. I want to show you this border too. It's a border of tulips. So you can cut this out maybe out of green if you wanted to. And if you placed it on top of whatever color tulips you want to make. Or you could do it out of white and then you could actually hand color it. So that would be really, really pretty. So I might cut this out just to see if I can incorporate it in my card. Okay, so let's pull in. Good morning, Barbara. Nice of you to join in. All right, so let's pull in my pieces. So I am using the orange theme of the papers. Look how gorgeous these papers are. I showed these to you in another video, I'm sure. All right, so let me give you the measurements for all the pieces that you need to cut. So if you want to grab a piece of paper and jot these down, you can. All right, so as I said, it's 5.5 by 11 is your cardstock. And then you need a piece of Whisper White. This is the piece where you can write your greeting on it. This measures 2.5 by 5.25. Then you have 3 pieces of Designer Series paper. So if you cut one strip, and then cut them down, you can have a continuous pattern, except one of them you're going to flip over. So really it doesn't matter about having a continuous pattern at all. Okay, so these measure, this one is 4 by 5.25. This is a standard layer size, 4 by 5.25. Then this strip is 2.5 by 5.25, the same size as the white piece. They're the same. And then you have this strip, which is 1 inch by 5.25. So they're all 5.25 inch in height. Okay. So those are your Designer Series papers. So I'm going to show you the scoring now. If you want to pull out your trimmer or your scoreboard. And I will show you how to score your card base, which is really the first thing that you want to do. Just make a bit more room on my desk here. So make sure you throw away your cutting blade, which is the dark gray one. All right, so you are going to score this on the horizontal side, and you'll want to pull out your arm. Boy, when that arm gets pulled out, you need to clean up your desk. Okay, so you're going to score this at 4.25. So 4.25 is your first score line. 4.25. Scoring at 4.25. Then you're going to move it over to 7 inches. Should pull this down a bit. You can't see it. Let me move my camera. So 4.25 and then 7. And then 9 3/4. So I'll repeat that. You're going to score it on the horizontal side at 4 1/4, 7, and 9 3/4. Okay, so if you look at your score lines, the widest panel, that of course is the back of your card. Okay, so this is the back of your card. I'm just scoring on my mountainside, although some of them will be scored in the reverse order. So I'm going to score this almost as if to make the card base, because this is the back of your card. And let me get my bone folder out. Okay, so this is the base. This is the panel here where you're going to put your greeting. So you're going to fold this piece back. Okay, and then this narrow one goes forward. See that? So here's your back piece. You fold that first. Okay, then you pull this piece forward and forward. And give those crease lines a good burnish. Okay, there's your card. Okay, so the first thing we can do is we can put on our back panel. So this is the largest piece of your designer series paper. Let's put that on there. And I'm sorry, but I ran out of tape. I meant to refill this morning, and then I guess I forgot. So I'm going to run and get another tape runner. And it'll also show you how easy it is to put it together. So let me just grab that. So our refills come in these cute little packages, and I mean, I don't reuse them. There is a pull strip on here, but I always just open it up. I mean, it's got one of those Ziploc, it's a Ziploc pouch, so I mean, you could reuse it for something. I should cut that right off. I don't reuse them, but you could. So I'm just going to show you. This is when you buy a Stampin' Seal the first time, it comes in this case like this. So here's the Stampin' Seal mark on here. So when you go to replace the tape runner, you want to make sure that the Stampin' Seal is on the bottom, visible. Okay, so then you can pull this right out and pop this one right in. It's as easy as that. There we go. Okay, now I like to use my silicone craft sheet when I am gluing things so that I can get right to the edge. Now you might have to advance this a little bit until you feel it's sticky. There it is. And then you're just going to run it along the edge. Now this is very strong tape, so I don't usually tape, put a whole bunch of tape on my paper. So let's glue this down. I do prefer to use this tape rather than Tombow glue, because Tombow can sometimes warp the paper. All right. Now, before you put this piece on, you might want to think of designing it, putting some design on it, but I'm going to wait because I'm not quite sure what I'm doing on the front of the card, so I'm just going to hold off on that because you want to stamp before you glue it on in case you make a mistake, and our paper is great for flipping over and reusing it. Okay. Now, this piece here, you could use the same pattern. So this one has the pattern on the front. So you could do this. so that when your card is closed, you have a continuous, and if you cut the paper, you pretty well have a continuous pattern throughout. Or you could flip and make this the front like that, or you could keep this like this and then flip this like that, okay? Or you could keep this piece of paper, plus you could emboss it to give it some texture, or you could emboss a coordinating color like maybe this darker green, which is the evening evergreen. You could emboss that. Good morning, Christine. Nice to see you. Yeah, so there's lots of possibilities with this. So I kind of like this kind of a design because I'm going to build some flowers along this panel here. See, on this one, I did this this is a gorgeous set. This is in our annual catalog. It's absolutely gorgeous set. Look at that. I love this set. So you could have a whole flower that kind of, you know, sits like that. Look how pretty that is. Love this card. Okay, so I might do the same thing with the tulips, but I don't have as big a tulip there. But I am going to do this sort of a thing. So I'm going to put my DSP on, and then we'll get to designing, stamping the tulips. Now, when you're putting a DSP on different panels, you want to always, I start with the bottom. I watch my bottom border, and I want to always, actually, maybe I'll do this piece first just to show you. So I'm going to put, now this has a direction on it, so I have to watch for that. So in other words, you want to make sure your papers are even on all your panels. So you see this one, I will watch for this bottom, am I in camera view? I'll watch for this bottom border here and make sure that it's even. Okay, so there's that one. And then I'm going to do the same for this one and make sure my tulips are running the right direction. And let's put this one on. So fun to have a design or a layout where you can do so many different things. Look how pretty that looks. Okay, so that's that. So the next step is, so let me think. Let's build our main flowers, and then I might do the smaller flower. So let me just grab. So these are photopolymer again, so you either need your silicone sheet or you need your foam mat. And these are the two stamps. Okay. So one is more filled in, so that's your second stamp. This is your first stamp. So I'm going to do, now I just re-inked this pumpkin pie. It should be great. Now you may have to stamp these, practice with these just to see the orientation. So there's the pumpkin pie. And then I'm going to use Mango Melody. Now I like to get, I'm going to move this down, I like to get my head right over it, and I hover over and I check out all my borders or the perimeter. And you don't have to worry about being exact. But there you go. There it is. Okay. Now you can leave this with the white bits. The white bits, I think, represent, you know, the shine and the sun. They're lighter spots on the tulip. You could leave it like that. Or, like I said earlier, you can take your Wink of Stella and you can just color it. So the Wink of Stella will grab the ink and you can pull it into the white spots. And I'm going to even pull it into the center. So this is totally up to you what you want to do with this. I should remind everybody today is the last day of celebration. So if you still have some of those free things on your list, you might want to place an order. Minimum $60. All right, so there's your tulip there. Okay, so I'm going to stamp a couple more. So this is my, whoops, this is, I'm going to leave them on here. This is my pumpkin pie. And I'll do another one. Good morning, Angela. Nice of you to join this morning. We're working with the absolutely beautiful flowering tulips bundle. I love when our mini catalog comes out in January because it represents spring. All things fresh and delightful. I'm sure many of you already have snowdrops up in your garden. I don't have any snowdrops, so my flower will be crocuses will come up. Okay, so there is, I'm going to do one more because I might use 3 of them. So as I said earlier, while you have a stamp set out, even though you're planning to make one card, it would be really smart to just keep stamping, bring out some other colors, stamp a whole bunch, cut them out, throw them in a bag, and then you have them for the next time you want to create a card. It does save time in the long run. Okay, those are my 3 tulips, and these are going to be cut out with this one like that. So I've got my Big Shot right next to me, or my minis, not my mini, but I've got my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I should let you know that our mini is going on sale for 20% off. I will be sending out a newsletter because there's some new products that are coming available. Also, okay, I forgot a plate, so that didn't cut out at all. I am missing my cutting plate. So base plate, cutting plate, acrylic plate, cardstock, die, and a top plate. That's your sandwich. So there is, look how pretty that is. And I've got 2 more to do. Here's the second one. And the third one is coming up. There's our third one. Okay, now we should stamp some leaves. So I have this, the darker evening evergreen. So I'm going, there's two sized leaves. Let me close these up. It's very dangerous for me to leave stamp pads open. Okay, evening evergreen. So as I was saying, there's two leaves. Now, if I was smart, I would have done all the stamping on this piece of cardstock and cut them all out together. There's another leaf here. And I think I'll do a couple more. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to use these. Now, because I have two shaped leaves, I also have two shaped dies. So I'm looking for my little post-it notes here. Here we go, my little tape flags. Because what you can do is tape these down and then you can run them through. So there's some leaves. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to be using these, but I'll figure it out as we go. Okay. Oh my gosh, that's right. Today is your anniversary, Carol. 35 years married. Yes, I was your bridesmaid. No, I wasn't your maid of honor. Nancy was your maid of honor. I know it was a hard choice, Carol. Okay, now for the center of these flowers, yes, Carol and I got married the same year. She got married today and I got married in August. So she was my maid of honor. Okay, so let's see. I wanted to show you this cute little thing. Now, you could stamp this. I mean, I think tulips are typically, I think they have a black or maybe a dark brown center. So you're just gonna put that in there like so. So there's the centers of your flowers. Okay, now it's time to decide what I want to do here. So I was kind of thinking, I have this beautiful ribbon. It's a crinkled seam binding ribbon. And I thought maybe a ribbon wrapped around here would be really pretty. Okay, so I have to turn my card. And this short piece, I'm going to go. So when I do my ribbons, I do left. This is the left ribbon. I go left over the right and under. I pull it under. Okay, like that. And then I make my loop with the bottom ribbon. And then I wrap around, always from the back, There we go. Okay, so I will secure that with a glue dot. So I'm just pulling out my ribbon scissors. I think I might leave them a little bit bigger like that. Okay, so then you can just position this. Oh, I did get it twisted on the back. That's okay. There we go. Okay, so where I'm going to secure that is I'm going to secure it right underneath the bow. Okay, so I'm going to take a glue dot, grab my, I've got to switch out my tool with my take your pick tool. I like to use my little pokey end, and I pull up a glue dot, then I just hold up the ribbon and put the glue dot down. Like so. Okay, if you wanted to, you could put another glue dot on the back, but I think this will hold it pretty well. Maybe I'll put one more glue dot, just so it doesn't slip around. There we go. Okay, so there's some ribbon. I think that's really pretty. Okay, now what I thought I'd do with these is just put them and maybe overhang the edge a little bit. I'm not sure. Let's see. What can I do with these leaves? I'm kind of doing an abstract thing here. So if I did that and then stuck a tulip on there, and then we'll do a bigger leaf on the left this time. So you can rotate these leaves around to get different directions. So maybe we'll do this one like this and put another tulip on there. Something like that. What do you think? And then the third one, I think I might, maybe we need a couple more. Yeah, maybe I'm going to do a couple more. So I'm going to get a couple more leaves stamped here. Ladies, who else is having an anniversary? Oh, Christine, your anniversary's on the 29th. Oh, it was a leap year, right? All right, let's do these last two leaves. I don't really like things in twos. I always do odd numbers. So okay. So we'll do the top and the bottom leaf, I think. I'm just going to use my Tombow glue. So let's see. And these, I think I'm going to put on dimensionals. Give them some height. Okay, where's my third one gone? So stick this right like that. Okay, so let's do this at the bottom. I'm hoping this turns out. Oh, there's my other things. And I'm overhanging the edge a little bit. Now, I'm hoping this is going to work. It's just a cluster of tulips in here. And I think I'll overlap this one on top of that tulip. Whoops! And I need one more dimensional on this tulip. Okay, let's hope this works out, ladies. Could even tuck this over. But then people, yeah, look at that. Oh, well, it's not going to stay because this is kind of a bouncy card. But those are looking okay, don't you think? Yeah. All right, so now on the inside panel, I thought I would show you that other tulip stamp. This is a really sweet one, and so is this one. And I'll maybe do a stem. So let's pull in our white piece. And let's, I have a stem here. So what I thought I would do, now this is completely hidden inside until you open it. So I am going to do the stem first. Now you watch closely on the stem. There is a wider, it's wider at the top. Does the top of a stem have a specific name? So I'm going to put this down here. I'm sure every part of a flower. Okay, now I need a piece of scrap paper, simply because I want to stamp over my cardstock, and I don't want to get ink on my, I've got ink on the side of my block. Let's get rid of that. I'm not doing well inking today. I keep getting ink on the side of my block, which is silly. Never ceases to absolutely amaze me how you apply a stamp with ink and you get this miraculous image that I wouldn't have a hope in Hades to recreate on my own. I cannot draw at all. I'm not kidding you. Even if I try and draw a little emoji happy face, I can never get the face, the right roundness. Okay, let's stamp a different, where's that? Oh, I don't have those out yet. Okay, so let's grab, this one is such a cute little shape because it looks like a little heart. Let me grab a smaller block here. So we're going to do this one and this one. Okay, so this one I'm going to do in the darker pumpkin pie. I'm trying, boy, excuse me, you guys are chatting quite a bit about your anniversaries. I'll have to read it later. Okay, now this stamp, actually, you see how here's the heart shape right here, and there's the heart shape. So you want to try and line this up in that heart. So it kind of goes on tilted to the right. Like that. Isn't that pretty? Look how pretty that, if I can pick it up. Look how pretty that tulip is. So pretty. Okay. So that will be on the inside of our card. No, are there too many tulips, Barbara? No shortage of tulips, yeah. Yeah, if we were to count up all the tulips on the paper and here, yeah, there's a lot of tulips. Okay, so I'm going to glue this now to that inside panel. And again, watch your top and bottom to make sure you line up the edges with your DSP pieces. Okay. There's the card. I think the bit of white ribbon added to the card broke up the oranges, I think. There's your card, ladies. So I wanted to show you, I haven't even used this die yet. Let's just do this and see what it looks like, just so that you can use it as a border inside your card if you wanted to. What am I doing? I just want to show this to you, what it does. I don't think it's a border. I think it's meant to cut out as a border. Ooh, lots of little bits. Oh my goodness. I should have moved my silicone mat out of the way. It's kind of staticky and it's holding on to all the little bits. There we go. So look at that border. Oh my gosh, that's so pretty. So this would be fun to take your sponge daubers and sponge in green. Just sponge up to the flower. And there's no real, I think that's another tulip. I don't think there's real leaves in here, but just up the stems, sponge up the stems, and then you could do your, flowers in different colors with sponges. I'm going to do that, and I'm going to create a card out of it. Isn't that pretty? So pretty. So this will be great for an Easter card too. So there you go, ladies. Here's the card I made today. Here's the card I made a while back. But look how gorgeous. It really shows off the papers. Okay. So I'd love to see what you make if you want to post them in the comments. Be fun to see. You could even do like a circular greeting on here, or a rectangle greeting, or flowers, or little birds going up the side. I don't know. Use your imagination. And I might actually add, I got some new gems here, but they're the wrong color. They've kind of got pink. Well, there's pink and oranges in there. These are called the Iridescent Rhinestone Basic Jewels. Very pretty. So maybe I'll add just a little bit of bling. So on this card, I used my absolute favorite ones, the sequins that have no holes. So I just put 3 little sequins on there. This card may not need sequins. Not sure. Of course, you can never go wrong. So I'm just going to put 3 little sequins in here. Just to add a bit of bling. Because you know I love the bling. Okay, ladies, thank you so much for joining me. And hopefully I'll see you on Thursday night for Case the Caddy. Have a super week. Bye for now.